Alright guys, welcome to Craftopia. Today, we are going to be covering the updates as of December 21st. So I've been playing since all the way back in September when the initial early access released on Steam. And I'm just going to go through and kind of compare and contrast some of my thoughts on the updates going through October and November up till now, and some of the quality of life changes, and just how the game's been flowing. And it's been a good time. We'll see them back in September is week to week. At the end of October, they announced they'd do month to month. So they had a couple here in November, and then it looks almost 30 days until the December update. So I imagine it'll be a similar scenario, 20 to 30 days until we see a January update or so. So I'll do my best to keep y'all updated on any further updates that come and the quality of life changes that have improved since the initial release, and just, you know, the jazz of Craftopia and all the amazement and distraction that it holds for us. So let's begin. Starting off, some critical bug fixes. They increased the distance of players' damage reaction, so it hasn't been adjusted since the release of the game. The hash slinging slasher or lizard people is probably a little further away before it actually hits you. Or it has to be a little closer to actually hit you. Attached modules will automatically be dropped when retrieving vehicles or buildings. This is glorious. So when we used to have the absorber work in progress node attached to a chest, or a dropper node attached to like a pot for cooking, anything like that, and then if you accidentally picked up the chest before picking up the node just disappeared. So there goes an absorber, which is like 5 cogs, a battery, and some other crap. Annoying. So now if you go to pick up the chest by accident first, because it's clearly so easy to pick up which item you are looking at, it'll pick up the chest, and evidently the dropper will just drop on the ground. I haven't tested it myself yet, I guess just as I got used to picking up the droppers in the chest, but hey, evidently you won't lose them now, hopefully. Workshops will be continuously working even if you're on a different island. Yes, praise the sun. So this is great because you can actually have like different islands for different manufacturing objectives now, as opposed to just dropping your frame rates all on one island and then going exploring elsewhere and then coming back and realizing that nothing's been done. So now you just pick your world. You can have your breeding on an island, you can have your ore gathering on another island, you can have your smithing on another island, and then you can go traverse all the dungeons on every other island in that world, and all the things on the other islands are still going to be producing or manufacturing whatever you have them auto set to. This includes anything like swords that are being repaired, so you throw a sword in the refinery or repair shop, whatever it is, it's still going to be repairing while you're out doing things. And this is just absolutely amazing because it gives you so much more ground to cover while still progressing the game. You don't feel landlocked to one island while you're trying to accomplish a task, and that's just brilliant. The one thing I would like to see, and this is probably a little far-fetched, is some sort of like boat function for sailing between islands. I think that'd be pretty neat, but hey, maybe they don't really want to take it to an ocean place. But I'm also a big One Piece fan, so maybe that has something to do with it. Pirates. I mean, they already have implemented a bunch of like anime sword skills and stuff. Like they got the Sword Art Online has like dual blade when he goes crazy on the Minotaur creature. They also have the Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works guy, so he just opens up a portal to his blade realm and just launches everything. Fixed an issue where the enchant effect was being applied to the wrong type of equipments. So yeah, they'll also recover this, I think on the 22nd or 23rd. We'll read it again here shortly, but they're essentially saying is not all enchants are meant to be universal per weapons or consumables. It was supposed to be consumables got certain enchants and weapons got certain enchants. So for example, Crocodile Dangerous Iron Ore. Typically, if you made an armor or a weapon out of this, it would give you both the enchant Crocodile Dangerous, both the enchant Crocodile and the enchant Dangerous. Crocodile is a green enchant, Dangerous is a purple. Dangerous gives you like attack and attack percent. Crocodile gives you like, I think it's little max life and satiety or something like that. I don't remember entirely, but the Crocodile was only supposed to apply to consumables. So now, if you have any armor or weapons, you are probably weaker than before the update because Crocodile is no longer applying to your overall bonus stats. Only when it is cooked into a meal will it apply. But vice versa, that meal will not apply dangerous to you. So the swords get dangerous, the food gets crocodile. So the enchants are now specific to weapon or armor or consumable. And they'll note that later on, as I said. Fix an issue where enemies would spawn without spawning interval time when the player left the enemy spawn point and approached it again. So that sounds like a lie. This works with the griffin. You can't just like leave the general vicinity of the griffin and come right back, but if you exit the dungeon and come right back through, he'll be there. I don't know if that's the respawn timer that just takes that long. I guess I haven't just waited inside, but maybe I'm still in the spawn zone. Regardless, if you go to fight King Momo, or the Executioner, or the Reaper, or the Guardian, you can literally just run back to the portal. There's usually that breakaway wall, you pickaxe, you can go in there, grab your chest, then you just walk in there, walk right back out, and the boss is still there to fight. With ads as well, I went to one of the desert places where they have like the 2 red dragons and the skeleton dragon, and I just did circles killing dragons. Maybe it took me so long to kill one that they already respawned in time, but I don't know about that one. So that guy seems like a lie. Newly added content. New weapon retrieving rod is added. You can retrieve the placeables in the far places immediately with this. So this is glorious because like if you have a 2-story building, you can now grab the second wall if you're trying to tear it down, whatever. It's literally just like this staff with a crystal on the tip. You point and click and it gives you a laser dot as well as a beam that you can kind of like aim wherever needed, and it just, you hold it long enough on a thing and it retrieves it for you. So now picking up your base is easier than ever before. Status effect poison is added. So yeah, it's just a damage over time dot. So this is pretty neat. I haven't actually used it yet. I have a poisonous arrow, but I just don't use a whole lot of bows. I don't know, I'm enjoying the swords at the moment, especially when I can hit 600k. Hey! But yeah, I imagine poison would probably be really good on something like a dragon, to where they just have such a high defense that it's really hard to land like a solid crit, plus they're really annoying, so damage over time might be glorious there. So yeah, they got the poison arrow, they also made an antidote. You can extract poison from certain things. I think if you go to the jungle, they'll cover this shortly too, but they got like the tentacle spiky arms. You can chop those down. Pretty sure they give you some good shit. Several fish such as pufferfish added. A few fish will produce different items than the fish fillet when you process them in the fillet machine. Maybe you'll get pufferfish spikes with poison tips. I don't know, I haven't tried that yet. Goblinkins are added to the islands. Lizard mobs will only spawn in the desert. Moving roots are added to poisonous biomes. Skill Fake Death is added. Please use this when you encounter a bear. I imagine you just quite, I haven't used it. I used the stealth one where you go invisible for 20 seconds because I can still move and attack, but I imagine this does a similar effect where you just fall down, look like you're dead, but you probably can't move or attack out of it, so... But it is much lower on the tier of skills, so you don't have to invest as much to potentially get down to stealth where you can just use this, so I get it. Skill Parry is added. The skill replaces the previous version of Magic Shield and enables you to reflect enemy arrows and magic by shield attacks. So yeah, if you hold up your shield and then hit like the parry button, you can reflect a arrow or magic attack back at somebody. Pretty sure I've used this on magic arrows. I haven't actually landed a magic attack. What I'm really curious is if it works on a dragon fireball, because that would be amazing. Skill Magic Shield is reworked. When you cast a skill, the Magic Shield durability is based on maximum mana and will appear around you, and it absorbs some damage. Tiers also changed from 3 to 2. Noted. Skill Fast Walk is added. This is the passive skill which increases your movement speed. Neat. Endurance is added. Skill decreases stamina consuming rate when you're continuously spending your stamina. So yeah, this is pretty nice. Especially if you got wings. Salesmanship is added. The cost of purchasing items, repairing equipment, improving breed will be decreased by this skill. I'm imagining improving breed is referring to the seeds. Skill Storm Arrow is added. You'll shoot multiple arrows in a cone AoE for 3 times. Native Alchemy is added. Converts surrounding items and to other material items by consuming alchemic catalyst. Skill Fresh Alchemy is added. The skill converts surrounding items into other food-based items consuming alchemic catalyst. Taunt is added. I've used Taunt, especially if you're in a group and you do Sword and Shield. This is a great skill for you. Decoy Doll is added. Attracts enemies' attention. Explodes when it's destroyed. Actually sounds pretty useful if you're solo. Several skills are added, therefore you can reset your skill tree once for free. So if you haven't logged in since the December 21 update, you get a free reset. New item, Alchemic Catalyst, there it is added. It can be crafted at a potion brewing stand and used as a catalyst for alchemy. So this one's kind of obvious. You can kind of convert food into other food, but I don't know if this means I can turn iron ore into like gold ore, or if you can turn the iron mine reservoir or a copper reservoir mine, you know, like the endless mining areas, if you can turn that into like an iron deposit, because that would be dope. New placeable bank is added. I haven't made one of these yet. Seems a little expensive. I think it's only like $1 mil or something. But yeah, you just store it in there. That way there's no money penalty to what's in the bank when you die. So that's pretty dope. You can protect your money from death penalty if you deposit into the bank. Notes of the building. A bank costs you a lot. Captured moving root can summon moving root. Neat. I did not even think of that. But apparently you can catch those thorn conscious roots on the jungle island with a Pokeball and then throw them at a boss or something. That might actually be funny. Seasonal events. Some deer might behave strange because it's Christmas. That is over. Christmas-related equipment and furniture are added. You can craft them at the workbench even after the season event is over. Santa hat, Christmas tree. Here it is. New item category supporting tool is added. So, back in the day in the game, you used to just get the best arrow you could. Like for myself, I have the Fire Spirit, Fire Demon arrow, wooden arrow. And with that, I just threw it in my slot. You know, like the ammo slot, no matter what weapon I was using, I got the bonuses from that. It was like 35 to magic with the spirit and 35 to attack with the demon. Pretty dope enchants. And yeah, that was nice. And then now they got supporting tools, so they are specific. So if you're not using a bow, the arrow enchants will no longer apply to your character or your stats. So now you go to the workbench and you can make a sharpstone if you are a sword user, which essentially just replaces your sharpening skill. So once again, you no longer have to invest a skill point there. You can just equip that item onto your hotkey bar, and when you tap it, it'll do the same thing as if you tapped your hotkey for that spell, or the sharpened skill. And then they have the magic one, which auto gives you magic shield, which again is dope. So you don't have to drop a skill point in there if you're going for the magic build, or maybe even like a combo build. You could make both. Wait. I don't know if you can make both. I'm pretty sure it has to be equipped for you to be able to use the skill that's attached to it. So yeah, you can't make both. But now you can get some cool effects on those. I think it takes like an iron ingot, some leather, and ivory from an elephant. So you can swing some different ways, get some different enchants, and honestly I think it's pretty cool because I don't just have to stick with an arrow in there. I can make some different styles of enchants. So I can go like the Fire Demon route, or I can go the Crimson Dragon route with the iron ingots. And okay, so they also made these 2 pouches, and I think that's universal. They just don't have a skill attached to them, and they take the same materials to make the arrows, so I could still get the same enchants to work for my sword skills and such. So yeah, new ammo slot equips. They call it now a support slot, or combat supporting tool. New dungeon, Royal Tomb is added. New boss, Griffin, is added. They control winds and something very well. Griffin of higher levels will excel at controlling winds. Now it's officially connected with Vroid Hub. You can replace a model of player with it. So the Vroid Hub, I haven't looked at it yet, but I've seen some other players do this where they can create a mesh of their own character style, whatever they want to make, and they can import it into the game so that they can play with their art style with their character. Pretty cool. Now it's Yeah, that's what I just read. A new feature has been implemented that allows you to delete an open island by consuming a special item from the altar transportation. So it looks just like the button you used at the beginning of the game that destroyed the world. You create one of these buttons and you can destroy an island. New equipment has been added. The equipment can be obtained from drops and new bosses, Griffin, or crafted at the blacksmith. Grief Sozer and Will Warwent. Pretty sure this is a sword. I don't know if I've gotten this or not. New equipment has been added. These can be obtained from treasure chests in the dungeons or crafted at the blacksmith. Killer bow, a Sagittarius bow. They look pretty dope. New items have been added. New items can be obtained from the drops of powerful enemies that live in a harsh environment. Magical stone. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I got this from the Hell Zone, and I think you have to kill a golem or just a persevering creature, which is typically one of the larger creatures in that area. So they just look giant. They're probably level 120 or not. Has to be a level 7 island, I'm pretty sure. New equipment has been added. Each piece of armor has a different directional performance. They can be obtained from crafting at blacksmiths by collecting materials that drop from strong enemies. So it's a red, blue, and black dragon-looking armor. It's pretty sick. And you can get the helm and the body. And then they have this bleeding charm that you can make, so it's -1 to poison and cold resistance, but you get a +1 to fire resistance, I think, as well as like a hell resistance. And it also provides a light around you, so you have like a slight glow to you. New materials have been added. You get them from a variety of powerful enemies, as well as plants, ores, and creatures that live in harsh environments. Dragon scales, executioner scales, reaper spirit scales. So kill a red dragon, kill the executioner, the big lizard boss that has the tool axes, or kill the reaper spirit, the blue fire jackass that has the scythe. You can also find hell pepper, heated mineral, hellwood, and hardwood, all in the Hell Zone. The hard leather, I'm pretty sure you can only get from the gunslinger. It's a different name. We'll read them here shortly. Dragon scales do not grant the enchantments by the normal bosses, but only special enchantments. Yeah. So Indigo Ruler or Teal Indigo Ruler or whatever, those are usually some of the enchants that'll drop from the Reaper. So now the Reaper Spirit Scales won't have those. They will have Shadowful, I believe. I don't know what his is, and then Fireful. And they have different bonuses. New points have been added. It will temporarily give you the strength to endure harsh environments. Oh, potions. Heat resistance potion, hell resistance potion. A new item has been added. This item can be obtained from crafting a workbench recreation button. Some of the items required to create the button of recreation will be changed to items that can be created in a new era level to be implemented at a later date. So I don't know if this is creatable at the moment. The new reset island function has been implemented. Select the island you wish to reset from the altar of transportation. Use the recreate button to create a new island. The following monster will now appear at higher level species. Dragon. Alright, any island you unlock, level 5 or higher, from here on, has the potential of being a hell island, just like it has the potential of being any of the other islands. Come prepared, it will be a challenge. Yeah, don't go there unless you got the dragon armor. At least the one piece. The continent for the Hell Island is under construction. Some content is being created for stable board, so please wait a while. So it's still up and coming. We have confirmed that the cheerful bird monster Peko, the rambunctious orc warrior, the red monster that may burn you if you touch it, and the kind-hearted green monster have appeared on each island. Alright. Era level 5 has been opened. Welcome to the era of the gods. We are planning to increase the number of items that can be crafted. The item catalog system has been implemented. You can receive XP and status up rewards by delivering items. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. So if you hit your standard like tab to go to your like equipment menu, at the top right there's a picture book, so you can go to the picture book and you get minor bonuses for just trading in your weapons into there. You can't get them back once you put them in, they're done. It's like a catalog. So I killed a shit ton of the Reaper Spirits. I had so many of his scythes that I got 10 of his scythes put in the catalog. I don't get any of them back, but I do get a bonus to attack. It's pretty minor, it's like 0.3 because I put 10 in there. So I got a 0.1 for the first one, I got another 0.1 for the 5th one, and I got another 0.1 for the 10th. I don't know if it keeps going, but it has every single weapon in there, so at some point you can add up. Maybe you'll get to a point here at the end. Or to an actual, 1 point. Anyways, pretty neat because if you're dungeoneering or you're just dungeon hopping and whatnot and you're out of space and you didn't bring a sales tent and you don't have materials to make a workbench because you're a noob, then hey, you can just throw them in the catalog. The floating island of Hell is now surrounded by a barrier of darkness. Anubis can be seen inside the barrier, but he seems to be acting differently than usual. The barrier will be released after defeating the 3 divine puppets that have landed on the ground. Have fun! You can now erase item enchants from the inventory multiple choice, and like washing machine, some negative surface enchants cannot be erased. So apparently you can wash away enchants just from your start menu. I haven't tried that yet. Lizard Gunner, that's the gunslinger I'd said. New boss has been added. It seems to make full use of energy bullets, but if you use too much, it will overheat. New equipment has been added. These can be obtained by dropping from the new Lizard Gunner boss or by crafting them using the materials they drop. Western hat, hard leather, skilled repair shop, and carbide chest. Made one of these. Pretty nifty. You know how the biggest chest you can get right now has like 3 rows? I forgot how many across. This one has 4. New equipment has been added. Each piece of armor has a different directional performance. Alright, directions. Again, it's all the same armors. They even look exactly the same at the moment, which I'm sure they will do something about, like a different trim color or something. But it's just black, blue, red. They are made differently though. It requires one of those magic stones as well as the scales. So there's potential for different enchants and potentially better enchants. A new building, the skilled furnace, has been added. Neat. You can now make ingots needed to create new buildings. Skilled furnace allows you to get the diamond ingots, I believe. And you can also craft all other ingots and quicker. So you can now replace your stone furnace with the skilled furnace. All of them. All of them. The skilled blacksmith, exactly the same scenario. It does everything that the old blacksmith does, but better. So go ahead and replace those as well. Purple Mona will now appear. The things that accidentally fell into the poison swamp have evolved in their own way. Great. More Monos. A new map, Poisonous Island, has been added. It's a dangerous area, but the poisonous materials from here will be useful for your adventures. Oh, I haven't actually seen a whole map. I just assumed it was like they had made some updates to that 4 island biome that has the jungle, the desert, the frozen area, and the volcano. So I guess I haven't seen this yet, and I unlocked a lot of new maps so far. The lava golem that appears in hell now appears in the volcano. Alright. I haven't seen that either. New building, chest of super alloy. Have not seen that either. Amon's dagger has been added. However, it seems that its true power has not been released. New background music has been added to hell. And again, the V-Roid stuff improved. Balance adjustments. One-handed torches, two-handed torches have been given a cold resistance level 1. The range of mono bombing used by King Mono has been adjusted separately in the dungeon and in the field. The number of existing goblin spawns has changed to reflect the increasing goblin species. Maximum life of Underworld Emissary, including high level, has been slightly reduced. Thank you, God. I swear I hit like a 400k damage on him and he didn't die. It's terrible. Dropper on the cauldron no longer drops, only the finished dish. This has been rewound to the specifications of the 11.7 update. We are currently looking into ways to make it so that the only finished project will be dropped. The durability of recovery rod increased. Changed some drop items from the goblin kid to straw. Terrific. Really looking forward to that. Changed the tier work efficiency 4 to 2 and tune up 2 to 4. Bounty hunter has been modified. You still can only get 10,000 for a kill. Seems like garbage, so I won't be wasting my time yet. If that was 1,000,000, I'd consider it. Or at least like do some random skill changes here and there. Like if I can't even cover a skill change with the highest reward enemy, like nah. Or a skill reset. The skill Structural Mechanics has been modified. When Structural Mechanics was triggered during the construction of a bank, you would get 1,000,000 G land purchase. Contract approved, but now you will get 1,000,000 G land purchase. Contract not approved. To build a new bank, you will need to get approved again. Just take a Bradshaw. The skill Workflow has been renamed Work Efficiency, and will now also reduce the time required to repair items from your inventory. Neat. Critical damage increase skill Backstab has been revised upward, so your maxed out was 50%. Every 20 seconds you were able, or had a chance to do an extra 50% of attacking someone from their backside. But now, every 20 seconds, you have the potential of getting an extra 150% damage if you're attacking someone from the backside. Now it's worth it. Now you can do 600k damage. Fix the gradual decrease in the prison fire accumulation value for both players and enemies until the prison fire state is activated. No idea what prison fire is. The durability of bows has been increased. On desert islands, areas that require heat resistance level to make environmental damage will now require cold resistance level to take environmental damage at night. Desert gets cold at night, fair enough. The life of movement related modules such as balloons was too high, so it has been changed to 1 life, so they can be shot down with arrows. That totally makes sense. Changed parameter used for damage calculation from 100% to 100% attack plus 10% magic attack, since the arrows fired by the bow skill are magically generated arrows. Makes sense. The heal value against enemies has been adjusted. Normal enemies will heal more than before, and undead-like enemies will take a little more damage. Cool. Number of catalysts required for Hell's Blaze has been reduced, and the damage mana consumption have been adjusted upward slightly. Reduce the amount of durability reduction of weapons. Yes. Your swords won't break as quickly. This is a temporary fix, so it's not finalized yet, but we will continue to make adjustments. Do your thing, but I don't want to lose my 14-star fucking after like 5 dungeon runs. Enemies are now less likely to blow up at the end of a time lock. The attack power of the Griffin has been adjusted upward. Introduce less feathered Griffin wings, along with the required materials for Griffin wings have been adjusted. So, fun grind. You're just gonna run through, exit, run through, exit, run through, exit on the Griffin. He'll be in the Royal Tomb. You need 100 wings total, so you'll use the first 40 to make the less feathered Griffin wings. And then those plus another 60 will craft you the Griffin wings. And you can't glide with them, but you can keep tapping spacebar and it just flaps and you can fly. So I wasn't sure about it at first, but then you realize how convenient that is to not have to like go to the base of a big ass mountain and climb up, but I can literally just start flapping on up. And you just pop a couple fat meals and you get that stamina as high as you can, and you can go decent distance. I'm happy with them. Plus they look dope. You got wings on your back. And the enchants can be pretty dope. So I think I have Fire Spirit, Fire Demon, Freezing on my glider, and my Griffin wings. I didn't get everything I wanted. I got like 2 things. I wanted 3 or 4. I'm gonna end up remaking them because they're not top tier, but they are slightly better than what I was using. The Forcer skill tier has been changed from 4 to 3. In accordance with the change, we'll be offering a free skill set. Poison resistance, the Lizard Executioner has been strengthened. The behavior of Stone Golem has been adjusted. The Stone Golem has been given a weak point. As a result, normal areas will be harder to damage. Cool. Aim accurately when fighting golems. They now have large black rock warts coming from them. The default scale of the Vroid model is too small, so they up the scale size. Enemies spawned too far away from the player are still counted as respawning time, but now it only takes into account the respawning time of one enemy, but it has been improved to stock the number of enemies that respawn up to a certain number. Y'all got that. Anubis and Hell now recover spontaneously based on the number of World Heritage sites built. Build more sites, and something foolishly I didn't even think about is, like, I built the 2 of them and then I just stopped collecting those things. So maybe I'll go back, collect some of those pillars. Endurance consumption has been introduced for Retrieving Rod. Cool. Water attribute attacks can now digest flames. They're eating them away. Environmental damage resistance level will now actually help with environmental damage. Pufferfish has been added to the list of items you can grab while using the diver skill. The upper limit of mouse sensitivity increased, improves the movement of some attack motions such as the pickaxe attack, axe attack, punch attack, so if you continue to hold the movement key during the attack motion, you will move with a slight slip. Don't get too slippery. The attack motion of Repair Hammer has been improved. The total amount of items sold in the market has been changed to display separated by commas. Okay, please wait a little longer for other amounts to be displayed. The altered transportation has been made indestructible, as it was sometimes destroyed after an island transfer and could not be returned to the original island. That would suck. You can still retrieve it by pressing and holding the E key. The effects of motions of the repair rods have been fixed, added 144 to the maximum FPS setting. Items can no longer be retrieved from chests when the inventory is full. Equipment can now be removed by right-clicking on the inventory slot. This is super dope. So it used to be if you went to a chest and you just took all, it would just take all, fill your inventory, anything you couldn't hold, just drop on the ground. Yeah, now you have to reorganize and pick everything up. But now, if you hit take all, it will only take what you can carry in order from top to bottom, left to right. So, pretty useful. Equipment can now be removed right-clicking, yes, thank God, instead of dragging and dropping the item from your character back in your inventory, you can just right-click it. The transformation altar icon will now appear on the map, cool. Vehicle key settings can now be separated for each type of vehicle, dope. Change the tornado to affect the dragons. It actually does damage now, be careful. Removed the right-hand staff replacing buildings, sorry wand levers. Improve the display of the skill tree, changes display position of required skill points, added voices and sound effects of some characters. The description of Magic Arrowhead skill has been revised. Magic Arrow Cannon is an active skill that stops consuming arrows for a certain amount of time. Corrected the description of skill Wild Might. Wild Might is a passive skill that increases your attack when you eat raw animal meat. It's a great skill. I highly recommend it. It's like 40% if you max it out for just eating raw meat. Added a sound effect for shields while running. Adjust the color of the magnum. The description of the skill Forester modified. It's a passive skill that increases damage of normal bow attacks. Skill Rigid 2 has been renamed Forester 2. Description of the skill has also been revised. It was previously stated that it increased the damage of the bow's pool. It is now correctly stated that the skill increases the damage of normal attacks. In the description of enchantments, the position of conditions applies to equipment only and applies to consumables only. So what I was talking about earlier with Crocodile Dangerous, meat, or Iron Ingot, were misleading. So we have improved description to say for consumables only, right before the description of consumable effects. The notation applies to equipment only has been removed. Enchant effects that do not apply to items will now display in gray, so that's how you know if it's actually benefiting you or not. The colors of Dragon Mail and Dragon Helm have been adjusted, and the Vroid model thing. Alright, bug fix, cool, and then there's not much on these other guys, so not much left here. So to run through the bug fixes, fix the bug that caused the motion to become unnatural when holding a shield while juggling. Can't juggle weapons that were not designed to be juggled. Punches and kicks go out of control when installing a building. That would be awkward. Automatic furnaces would no longer require items from the drop item input port when they were production. Yeah, that was annoying. So you would set up the laser beam for auto production and it just wouldn't. Fix the bug where droppers attached to a cauldron would multiply items. Shucks darn it. Fix the bug where droppers would eject multiple items at the same time. Shucks darn it. Insurance process has been added to stop the production of test items when they are produced in the cauldron, whatever that means. Fix a bug that allowed players to activate skills that consume fullness even if they are not full enough. Fix the text color negative effect of the enchant smelted to red. Okay. Fix an issue where the apply button would not appear after pressing the restore settings to default values button in the settings screen. Fix a bug that caused backstabs to trigger and go on cooldown when attacking logs or stones with the skill backstab learned. Yeah, that was funny. You'd just be backstabbing trees. Fix the bug where the recovery wad would react to vehicles and NPCs. Fix the bug where if a goblin shaman's fireball hit a building while it was predicted to be placed, the predicted placement would turn red and the building could not be placed. So you can't just like back up and throw walls in front of you if you got fireballs coming at you because it's in a predicted path. So it's assuming collision. Fix an issue where the skills that require a weapon could be used under certain conditions while the weapon was damaged. Fix an issue where attempting to activate a skill at a time where the skill was not available would result in the skill being internally reserved for activation and would result in the skill being unleashed at the next available time. That would also be annoying. So if you had a skill and it was on cooldown and you're anxiously hitting it or randomly tap it for whatever reason, it won't trigger then, but immediately when it's available it's going to pop, which in a lot of scenarios that's exactly what you want, but in some scenarios maybe not because it was an accident. Fix the bug that allowed some satiety consuming command skills to be activated even when the satiety level was 0. Fix the bug where modules attached to chests and other objects except the walls could not be recovered with the recovery rod. Thank God. Fix the bug that prevent the recovery modules attached to chests and other objects except walls. Fix an issue where the appearance of Jersey bovine and red-haired Holstein bovine were reversed. Correct the description of the hidden flavor skill. Fix the bug where the cooldown change per level for the skill time block was not displayed. Fix the bug where flame damage to Lizard, Executioner, and King Mono was disabled. Fix an issue where aiming would not switch to bow aiming when both bow and shield were equipped. I didn't know you could aim with a bow while using a shield. Fix an issue where the weapon would be held in the hand during the salute emote. Fix an error in notation of the effect amount of the skill habitation from 0.5 to 50% on max end. Alright. Fix the bug where two-handed weapons would be equipped to the sub-slot while double-handed. Hey. Dual-wielding two-handers. Fix the bug where two-handed weapons would not be unlocked when skills were reset. Oh, that'd have been dope. I never even thought to try that. If you unlocked the two-handed and the dual-wielding skill, you were able to fucking dual-wield two-handers. Devastating. Fix the bug or two-handed weapon. Yep. Fix the bug in which multi-sync was being performed before the save data had finished loading. This will fix bugs such as synchronization of productions when moving island and multiplayer. Cool. Fix the bug where the skill backstab would not be reset by skill reset. Oh. Fix the bug where arrow parameters were being applied to weapon types other than bows. That's what I was saying earlier. Arrows no longer benefit you unless you're using a bow. So make one of the other supporting tools. On to the 22nd. As you can see, not much here. So, to skim through, new system. Weapon refining has been added. You can refine your weapon at a refinery by spending the same kind of weapon as the weapon you want to refine and refine stones according to the refining levels. So, what this means is, if you have an iron sword that you want to improve, you need another iron sword. The enchants on these iron swords do not matter whatsoever. You're going to throw one iron sword that you want to improve in the far right bucket. You're going to throw the other iron sword that you're going to lose in the far left bucket. And the center bucket, this is where you put your refining stones. This iron sword is like a 2-star, I believe, so you will put the most basic refining stone shard in there. It'll take 1 refining stone shard per weapon you are consuming to get a +1 on the weapon you are improving. So you could put 10 iron swords, 10 refining stone shards to get a +10 to the sword that you're wanting to improve to speed up the process. So, as they word it, Case 1, refining weapon is iron sword, material weapon is iron sword. The result is iron sword plus 1. If you use the required refining stone, is refining stone shard. So, Case 2, here's the other scenario. You have a refining weapon, iron sword, that is a plus 9 that you want to improve because it has a better enchant or whatever. You also have a plus 25 iron sword that you already had made. You can put that plus 25 in the material bucket, throw your plus 9 in the improvement bucket, and throw 1 shard in the center bucket, and you will come out with a plus 34 iron sword, sorry. So you get the 25 added onto your 9. Pretty neat. I like that. And this only works on weapons. Doesn't work on shields or armor, apparently. Balance adjustments. The stiffness correction factor of the Ugroid models. Spring bones changed from 10 times to 3 times. Hell damage cannot be reduced by heat resistance levels, but by hellfire resistance levels. The required material and the amount to craft refining stones are adjusted. The bug that positions of some accessories weren't adjusted when used. Viewer models has been fixed. Modified Griffin's behavior to solve the case. They'd never land on the ground. If you still face the problem, tell them. The bug that the Griffin deals less damage to buildings and expectation has been fixed. Whose expectations? The bug that unimplemented items appeared in the game under specific conditions has been fixed. The bug that the damage number didn't show up when enemies are dead has been fixed. The bug that the damage number shows negative numbers has been fixed. The bug that indulgence of Anubis didn't apply to the bosses of dungeons has been fixed. What is that? The bug that durabilities of equipment weren't displayed when you played with a controller has been fixed. The bug that the equipment you put into a chest wasn't unequipped has been fixed. Neat. On to the 23rd. Balance adjustment. After this update, when you visit or recreate an island of level 5 or higher, it will have a 100% chance to be a Hell Island for once. So if you haven't logged on since before December 23rd, then the next island you unlock of a level 5 level tier or higher, I did a level 7, it will automatically be a Hell Island. So your choice. Bug fix. The bug that merchants and Dark Anubis drop items every frame when they die while they're affected by the effective time lock has been fixed. Damn! The number of materials required to open a map has been adjusted as the 24th now. The number of materials required for age level 5 has been adjusted. Multiplayer. The bug that the kill count of Anubis dramatically increased when you defeated Dark Anubis has been fixed. The bug that you could withdraw weapons from a chest for refining material weapon while refining has been fixed. Oh, so you just try and repeat the process. Sneak as snakes. Alright guys, well, that was the updates for Craftopia for December 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Like I said, I'll keep y'all up to date with the updates coming to the game. I've been playing since September, and I keep hopping in here and there, but now there's so much content, I'm going to be pretty active as of late. I'll be on twitch.tv/saweverything if you want to check me out. I'm usually on there Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll play just about the entire day for you. Beyond that, I'm also coming forward with some One Piece D&D variation videos with me and the crew we do on Sunday nights, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, check out the channel, like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all watching the video, and